Good morning. This is the Oldham County Board of Adjustments and Appeals, Thursday, July 17th, 2025. My name is Bill Furco. I am the vice chair, and we have not one of our previous chair resigned, and so I am the acting chair for this meeting. We have 6 items on the docket for the public hearings today. Items 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and 31. The process will be that we will swear in staff, we'll have the introduction of the application by the board secretary, we'll have staff reports and questions by the board, we'll have a presentation by each applicant and any legal representative that they may have. That'll go for 20 minutes. Then we'll have questioning by the applicant by the board. Then we'll have testimony from anyone speaking in favor of the applicant. That'll be limited to 10 minutes. And then questions by the board of those speaking in favor. Testimony of anybody opposing the applicant, 10 minutes. Questions by the board of those opposing. A rebuttal by the applicant, that takes 5 minutes. A rebuttal by the opposition, that's 5 minutes. Final statements by the opposition, final statements by the applicant, each lasting 5 minutes with no new testimony, and then final questioning by the board of any party, and then the board discussion and the motion, and then a final decision. So that's the process for each application. Hopefully we won't use all of that time for each application, but that will be the process. So, Ryan?
Just real quick, I want to make one change to the agenda. Case 0, OC 25031 has been asked to be removed from the agenda, and we'll come back next month.
Okay, thank you. All right, so the first item on the agenda is OC 25-026. Oh, and I need to swear in staff. So staff.
Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you.
Okay. So then the first item on the agenda is OC 25-026. And do we have the secretary read that?
A request for the accessory structure location and maximum square foot variance. Application has been filed requesting a location and maximum square foot variance for an accessory structure in front of a primary structure for a property located at 1802 Hoffman Drive, LaGrange.
Okay, thank you.
Good morning, Sandy Regroden, Planner 1, Oldham County Planning and Zoning. Sorry, I'm a little under the weather. I'll do the best I can here. Sorry for anybody who has to talk into this after me. One second. So an application has been filed requesting a location variance and a maximum square foot variance for a detached accessory structure at 1802 Hoffman Drive in LaGrange. The zoning is R2 residential, land use is residential, and it's 0.61 acres. The site history: on May 23rd, 2025, staff approved a consolidation plat to consolidate parcels 47-CL.2-00-250, 251, and 252. Agenda was posted to the planning website on June 25th. Adjoining property owner notices were mailed on June 30th, and the public notice appeared in the Oldham Era on July 10th. Here's an aerial of the property. The zoning, R2. This is the consolidated plat that was filed. The applicant did get approval from the HOA, and here's that approval. Note, the applicant is requesting a 40-foot by 60-foot detached garage to be placed in front and to the side of the primary structure. Section 250-030 of the Oldham County Zoning Ordinance states that parcels less than 1 acre are allowed to have a maximum square footage accessory structure of 1,200 square feet. The applicant is asking for 2,400 square feet. And here is the ordinance for that. In addition, the proposed accessory structure meets the standards of 250-030 accessory uses and structures with and without dwellings except for item E. No accessory use or structure shall be located in between the principal building and the front yard property line. Accessory structures shall adhere to street side yard setbacks. The proposed accessory structure will be approximately 20 feet from the side yard setback, 37 feet from the front yard property line, and 88 feet from the existing accessory structure. The plan meets the remaining sections of section 250-030. And here's a layout. You can see the house. It's hard to see in this picture, but the house is right here. Here's where they're proposing to put the new structure, and you see the lateral lines are here, so he's not able to place it back there. Again, here's the ordinance for that setback. So there's two variances being requested. First is a maximum square footage variance. They're allowed 1,200 square feet. They're requesting 2,400 square feet with a requested variance of 1,200 square feet. Potential conditions of approval. The variance shall only apply to the application considered at the July 17, 2025 Oldham County Board of Adjustments hearing. Public hearing. There shall be no living space in the accessory structure. Variance number 2, the applicant is requesting a location variance to allow the placement of an accessory structure in front of the primary structure. Potential condition of approval, the variance shall only apply to the application considered at the July 17, 2025 Oldham County Board of Adjustments public hearing.
Okay,
That's it.
thank you. So next we'll have presentation by the applicant.
I have reduced the size of that building to 1,800 square foot.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's Roy Fulton, F-U-L-T-O-N.
Mr. Fulton, you're going to need to be sworn.
Okay,
Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
And what is your address again?
It's 1,800 Crystal Drive. That's LaGrange. Okay, so I've reduced the size of that structure to 1,800 square foot. And the reason that I'm requesting that the building be moved forward is I've got a 6-foot elevation between where the building needs to go and the back of the lot. And I have probed for rock, and I've hit a lot of rock back there. Also, for some reason, the previous owner built the house in the far back of the lot as he could get. So there's absolutely no room behind it.
Okay, anything else?
That's it.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any questions?
Yeah, question. Are there structures like this elsewhere in the neighborhood?
Excuse me?
Are there similar structures elsewhere in the neighborhood?
There is one straight across the street, which is a barnuminium, and there's one next door.
Okay. And what are your plans for the building as far as usage?
I do woodworking,
Okay.
and it's for boat storage
Got it.
for one of my boat, personal boat.
And will there be any utilities like plumbing or anything in the building?
I'm sorry,
Will there be like water or I assume electricity?
electricity and water.
Okay. Any bathrooms?
No.
Okay.
Yep.
Any other questions? Okay. So anyone, thank you. I think we're finished with you. So next, it's testimony from anyone seeking in favor of the applicant. Anyone? Testimony from anyone opposing the applicant? So there's no rebuttal, or there's no rebuttal of the applicant or opposition. Any final statements from the applicant?
I did have every neighbor.
Go ahead, you need to get up by the microphone.
You can come back.
Yeah, you just need by the microphone.
Sorry. I did have every neighbor. I wrote a letter and had every neighbor sign off on it. saying that they were good with the location and the size.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Any other questions from the board?
No.
Okay. So then we have the time for we're closing discussion and time for board to discuss. Any thoughts or comments?
No problem.
No?
Are unique site conditions that would support us approving this?
Okay. And so is there a motion then?
I'll make one.
Oh, actually, we need two, right? There's
yeah.
two separate, and then we probably need for the variance, reduce it from a 1,200 square foot variance to a 600, so the total will be 1,800? Okay.
Sandy, are there any particular conditions of approval that they need to be aware of besides the standard ones that are in here? Okay.
Okay, I think we're ready for the first motion about the variance.
Okay. Make a motion to approve the OC 2526 because it will not adversely affect the public health, safety, or welfare. It will not alter the essential character of the general vicinity. It will not cause a hazard or nuisance to the public, and will not allow an unreasonable circumvention of the requirements of the zoning regulation because of unique site conditions.
And the conditions of approval?
On this piece, it shall only apply to the application considered at the May 5th, sorry, wrong date. Yeah. July 17th, 2025, Oldham County Board of Adjustments public hearing. The applicant shall obtain all necessary building permits and inspections from the appropriate agencies before using the accessory structure.
Okay, thank you.
I'll second.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, that's approved. Thank you.
We need variance, right?
Okay. Oh, second one, yes.
Motion to approve OC 2526. Variance because it will not adversely affect the public health, safety, or welfare, will not alter the essential character of the general vicinity, will not alter a hazard or nuisance to the public, will not cause a hazard or nuisance to the public, and will not allow an unreasonable circumvention of the requirements of the zoning regulation because the character of the area will not be altered by the size of the building. And the
Okay.
variance specifically is for a total of 1,800 square feet on the lot.
Variance is for 600 from the maximum
1,200.
square footage for a total of 1,800.
Total of
right?
1,800, yep.
Right. Okay. And then the conditions.
Same conditions that shall only apply to the July 17th, 2025 Oldham County Board of Adjustments public hearing, and that the applicant will obtain all necessary building permits and inspections from the appropriate agencies before occupying the accessory structure.
Is there some discussion?
Staff comment that we need to be aware of?
Thought so. Yeah, placement. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, thank you.
Yep.
All in, a second?
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, it's unanimous. Okay, both approved. Thank you. All right. The next one is OC 25-027.
An application has been requested, a road frontage variance for property located at 6350 South Highway 53 in Smithfield.
Okay, thank you. Presentation by staff.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. John Hine, Oldham County Planning Development Services. An application has been filed requesting a road frontage variance for a 15-acre lot located at 6350 South Highway 53 in Smithfield. Zoning is AG1 agricultural, land use is residential/agricultural, and it is 15 acres. There's no previous site history at this location. For our case history, the agenda was posted to the planning website on the 25th of June. Adjoining property owner notices were mailed on the 30th of June, and public notice appeared in the Oldham Era on the 10th of July, all of 2025. Here is the lot in discussion today. and the zoning of AG1. The applicants have entered into an arrangement to shift lot lines with the adjoining property owners, providing the applicants with their own dedicated access easement, while the adjoining property owners have agreed to relinquish the shared access as they have another dedicated ingress-egress. Here's the current plot showing the shared access and the divided pond that's been a consideration for the applicant. And here is the proposed plat where they have given up some property over here in exchange for this section here, retention of their pond, and a dedicated access easement with additional road frontage. The applicant previously shared an access easement with the adjoining property owners, and the lot currently has no road frontage. Section 020-020 states that the required road frontage for property zoned AG1 that is 2.5 acres or greater is 300 feet. The newly configured lot would have 65 feet of road frontage, therefore requiring a 235-foot road front variance. We have the ordinance. And in summary, the applicant is requesting a 235-foot road frontage variance for the reconfigured 15-acre lot. The requirement would be 300 feet. The requested road frontage is 65 feet. Therefore, the variance requested would be 235 feet. Potential conditions of approval. The road frontage variance shall only apply to the plan considered at the July 17th, 2025 Oldham County Board of Adjustments public hearing, and a minor subdivision plat must be submitted to Oldham County Department of Planning and Development Services to be approved at staff level. If you have any questions, I'm happy.
Yeah, I have a couple questions. Are there any safety issues, sight lines for blocking traffic or anything like that?
Not that I've been made aware of. We've received no letters in opposition and no complaints on this at all.
Okay. And then what would the normal setback be if it wasn't agricultural or a lot this size? Like a regular residential lot setback, what would that be?
The setback,
Right.
believe 35 feet in the front for R2 zoning. This is
Okay.
AG1, so
Yeah,
I
I
believe
know
it's
it is.
50
But I was
feet.
just curious to see.
Yeah.
So it would comply with like if it was a residential type setback.
Yes, this would,
Okay.
the house structure itself would have
So it's
more.
at least that much. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And they are going from 0 road frontage currently to adding road frontage.
Right. Okay. Good. Thank you. Okay. Next is the presentation by the applicant or their representative.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
We do.
Thank you. Just name and address.
Steve Greenwell, 6350 South Highway 53, Smithfield, Kentucky. And I always, 40068, and I always say that we don't live in Smithfield, we live in Oldham County. So,
I concur with that. Karen Greenwell. And you need my address, right? 6350 South Highway 53, Smithfield, Kentucky, 40068.
Mr. Hines summed it up. I always told my fellow magistrates, if you speak more than 2 minutes, you're going to lose their attention. So we really don't have anything to add except that we were able to purchase this in the year 2000. At the same time, the Holloway brothers purchased 323 acres, and so we had a shared entrance, and now they have their own entrance, which is much larger, and so they were agreeable to relinquish this entrance to us for our lot. So,
Okay. Thank you.
thank you.
Any questions from the board to the applicant?
Seems we're cut and dried.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next is testimony from anyone speaking in favor of the applicant. Nobody? And then testimony of anyone opposing. So there's no need for rebuttals or questions. Any closing statements? I think Steve presented all of his comments. Any other thoughts or comments?
Just one thing, thank you all for serving in this position. I know it's not a high-paying job for sure, and I just thank you for your time.
Thank you. Okay. So the next thing is questioning by the board. So close discussion, and then, so any board discussion?
I think the fact that it increases the road frontage for the parcel, that it's a positive for the
pretty good to me.
community.
Okay. Okay, then is there a motion to,
Yeah, I move to approve OC 2527 for the 235-foot road frontage variance, as it will not adversely affect the public health, safety, or welfare, will not alter the essential character of the general vicinity, will not cause a hazard or nuisance to the public, and will not allow an unreasonable circumvention of the requirements of the zoning regulations, because the variance will actually increase the road frontage for the lot. Conditions of approval include that the road frontage variance shall only apply to the application considered at the July 17th Oldham County Board of Adjustments public hearing, and that a minor plat application and survey must also be submitted to staff for review and approval.
thank you. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
A second, I'm sorry.
Oh, I need a second, yeah.
They second, I'm sorry,
All
second.
those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, it's unanimous. Thank you, Steve. And thank you for your comments. Okay, next on the agenda is OC 25-028. Secretary?
An application is filed requesting a conditional use permit for owner-occupied short-term rental property located at 13300 Laurel Court in River Bluff.
Oh, sorry, we need one of our... After this one, we'll do a 5-minute recess? Okay, go ahead.
All right, an application has been filed requesting a conditional use permit for an owner-occupied short-term rental property located at 13300 Laurel Court in River Bluff. Zoning is R2 residential district, land use is residential, and the lot size is 0.61 acres. For the site history, on July 25th of 2022, the applicant was previously granted an STRP permit but missed the renewal deadline this year in 2025. Under the current ordinances, they must obtain a conditional use permit from the appropriate Board of Adjustments prior to being issued their new STRP permit. The agenda was posted to the planning website on the 25th of June. Adjoining property owner notices were mailed on the 30th of June, and public notice appeared in the Oldham Era on the 10th of July, all of 2025. Here we have the house in question, the property in question, and the zoning district of R2. The applicant is requesting a conditional use permit for an owner-occupied short-term rental property. Section 250-050, Item A, states an owner-occupied short-term rental as the owner of record whose primary residence is located on the same lot or immediately adjacent lot of the short-term rental property and includes a person, personal or family trusts, limited liability partnerships, or limited liability companies, all of which must consist solely of persons and not of a business entity. Section 250-050, Item B1, short-term rental permitted use and conditional use standards states the following. In zoning district R2 residential district, an owner-occupied short-term rental property is required to obtain a conditional use permit by the appropriate board. We have the ordinance. If granted the conditional use permit, the owner must also comply with the operating requirements and standards as outlined in the STRP regulations, Item C, and the applicant has provided adequate documentation of residency as described in Section 250-050 D12. The short-term rental has one bedroom and therefore will have a maximum occupancy of 6 based on definitions in Item A. We have a sketch provided by the applicant showing the one-bedroom unit that sits on the side of their house here. Parking, 2 parking spots are required under our Section 250-050 Item C. And here we have an aerial showing what appears to be adequate parking for that situation. Plot map. Potential conditions of approval would be that this conditional use permit shall only apply to the application considered at the July 17th, 2025 Oldham County Board of Adjustments public hearing. The applicant shall comply with all regulations concerning short-term rental properties outlined in Oldham County Zoning Regulations Section 250-050. Conditional use permit shall be automatically revoked upon transfer or sale of the property, and the applicant shall apply for and be issued a short-term rental property permit/license before renting the property. Any questions?
Thank you. Any questions from the board? Okay, testimony from the applicant.
Good day. Thank you very much for having us. I appreciate it.
Raise your right hand.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth and the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Your name and address.
David DePonte, 13300 Laurel Court, River Bluff, Kentucky, 40059. And this is Inez DePonte. My wife has a dentist appointment and took my son to
Give
that.
me your address again. I didn't hear the address.
Sorry, ma'am.
Your address again?
13300 Laurel
Oh,
Court.
okay, so you live there. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
Great. We moved to Oldham County when she was 6 weeks old. I work in town, and we travel a bunch. I'm fortunate enough to do that for a nonprofit, and we missed the deadline. It's something that my wife does at home while she stays. We think it's a great opportunity for people that are traveling through the area to stop and stay and enjoy Oldham County. All of our guests think they have a great time. None of our neighbors complain. We've never actually had any bad guests. My dad and parents I'm from South Africa originally, run guest houses in South Africa, and it's a fun way to teach them about business as well as bring a little bit of income to the family and keep, yeah.
Okay,
Yep. Any questions?
questions from the board members? I have a question. So
Yes, sir.
the last time, so you just let your application expire?
Yes, sir.
Have to go through this again. So when you were doing short-term rentals, how many days a year did you?
Pretty much the whole time. It's the whole year, unless we have family coming into town, then we'll block it off. But the number of days we actually end up having people in, I think in 2024 was probably 35 to 40, I would say, throughout
Okay.
the whole year. And they generally 1 or 2 nights. If people are traveling through, it's one night on a weekday, or they'll come for an event in town and stay the weekend.
Okay.
We're getting a lot of people that, because of the area we live in, they've got family members in Prospect, Goshen, and they don't want to stay at their family, but they get the opportunity to stay near, which is helpful for them.
That's helpful. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, next is testimony from anyone speaking in favor of the applicant. Testimony from anyone opposing the applicant. So there's no rebuttals. Any additional comments or closing statements that you have? No? Okay. So we'll close the floor and have discussion with the board.
Seemed good.
Solid application.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a motion then?
I move we approve the conditional use because the proposed use will not conflict with the elements, objectives, and policies of the comprehensive plan based on one or more of the following: that the character and objectives of the proposed use and the potential impacts of the community and its surroundings are appropriate. And potential conditions of approval: the conditional use permit shall apply only to the application considered on the July 17th, 2025 Oldham County Board of Adjustments public hearing. The applicant shall comply with all regulations concerning short-term rental properties outlined in Oldham County Zoning Regulations Section 250-050. The conditional use permit shall be automatically revoked upon transfer or sale of the property. The applicant shall apply for and be issued a short-term rental property permit license before renting the property.
Okay, thank you.
Second.
Second, okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, it's approved. Thank you.
I'd like to make a motion for a 5-minute recess.
Motion to recess for 5 minutes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we're recessed for 5 minutes. I'm not sure how to,
Motion to come back into order.
second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
Good morning again.
This is OC 25029. Need to read the docket, please. Is your mic on?
An application has been filed requesting a conditional use permit for a home occupation at 3703 Old Sligo Road, LaGrange.
Okay.
Okay, an application has been filed requesting a conditional use permit for a home occupation located at 3703 Old Sligo Road in LaGrange. The zoning is AG1, the land use is residential, and the size is 10.5 acres. There is no site history. It was posted, the agenda was posted to the website on June 25th. Adjoining property owner notices were mailed on June 30th, and public notice appeared in the Oldham Era on July 10th. Here's the aerial of the property. Zoning. The applicant has applied to operate an in-home yoga studio. The home studio will have a capacity of 15, but class size will average between 6 to 8 students. The class schedule is tentatively Monday through Friday with one class between 9 and 10 and another between 4:30 and 6:30. There will be additional classes on the weekend, times to be determined. Each student is required to pre-register and pay for classes up front to limit capacity. Advertising will be through social media and company website. The home was designed with extra parking to host large family holiday gatherings. Oldham County Zoning Ordinance Section 260-230 regulates home occupations. General standards for home occupations include no alterations to external appearance shall be made to change the residential character, including signage. Section 260-230 also states that no display of goods or products or services shall be visible from outside the dwelling. Here's a site plan. This is the plan of the house and then where the yoga studio is going to be. This is really hard to see, but this is just a blow up of the site plan. You see the parking spaces there are indicated in red, and then these are pictures from the road looking down at where the parking will be. Here is the ordinance for the home occupation. In summary, the applicant is requesting a new conditional use permit for a home occupation at 3703 Old Sligo Road in LaGrange. Potential conditions of approval: the conditional use permit shall only apply to application considered at the July 17, 2025 Oldham County Board of Adjustments public hearing. 2, the applicant shall comply with all regulations concerning home occupations outlined in Oldham County Zoning Regulations Section 260-230. On a side note, I want to say that the applicant did file as herself, it's just not as a company. She had I'll let her speak more to this, but she has since decided to change to apply as an LLC, and she does have counsel here.
Okay. So is the application, so the paperwork here says the application is an individual.
That's how she originally applied.
And is the property owned by an LLC or owned?
I'll let her
Okay.
maybe speak more
All right.
to that.
And then I just have a question. Are there any safety or ingress, egress issues or anything like
No.
that we should be aware of? Okay. Okay, thank you.
One quick question while you're there. There appears to be a limit on the number of people that can be in specialty services, like number of people, number of attendees. The limit says 5. Is there a request for like a variance in that regard? Because I think the application mentions a much larger number of people.
Can you repeat the question? I'm sorry. I didn't
Yeah,
remember.
sorry. In the general standards of home occupation, there's a limit to the number of people who can attend special services, like as described. Like they sound similar to what the use case is here. There's a limit to 5 people, but the applicant is asking for more than 10, I believe.
She did not request a variance for that, but she could do.
Yeah, it's 3D in the,
Yes, so you're correct. There is something on there that talks about specialty services such as, but not limited to, dance instruction, crafts, music lessons provided for groups larger than 5. There has been in the past, and I know some people that are up here were on the board at this time, on Highway 22, the board approved a workout studio as a home occupation. And it was very similar. It had certain class times, and that's what we always encourage anybody that's going to come before you as a home occupation to, put down what times classes are going to be, the maximum number of people that are going to attend. Because then when we get calls from neighbors that say, well, they're having classes at all times of the day. And so really we want to see in there the number of people that are going to be attending in the times of those classes. So in the past, the board has approved situations like that, which are above the 5 without anything being asked for as far as a variance goes. So
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions for staff? Okay.
Good.
And then for the applicant, come forward and present.
Hello.
Hello.
Nice to be here. Nervous.
We need your name and address.
Kristen
and be
Olson, and
sworn in.
then the home that we're building at the 3703 Old Sligo Road in LaGrange, Kentucky.
Okay.
Are you an
Need
attorney?
Sworn in.
Sarah Hensley. I'm here with your land and title, 6100 Crescent Station.
Okay.
So the applicant needs to be sworn in, though. Yeah.
Need to raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Yes. Thank you.
So before we get too much further, I want to make sure I understand.
Okay.
Who is the applicant? Like, is it
I
you
am the
or
applicant.
the LLC?
I'm the
Okay.
the LLC. I have an LLC, but I was confused because I own the property. I'm on the mortgage. I'm on the land ownership. So that was my confusion. But I have my lawyer here as representing the LLC.
Okay, so I just want to confirm with staff. So the applicant is Kristen, not the LLC, and so we're good to go with that. We don't need to change any of that. Okay, good. Thank you. All right.
Okay. Well, I've been in Oldham County for 24 years. I opened my doors in April 2002. And in Crestwood, I was a brick and mortar and of course, renting space for many years, and built my studio. And over the time and years and the saturation of workout facilities, we have honed down to private classes, and our goal and our focus is to continue to serve Oldham County as the only yoga and hot yoga and Pilates studio in the county. And we do have a following of wonderful clientele and community members. The goal is to have very small private classes where we focus on instruction. Also having meditation classes for grief. We also offer those, but all of our classes, everyone must pre-register. They must have a full profile online. We have access through a side entry, and so it's very private, very small classes. We have just enough space for parking that's hidden behind the trees. It's a gorgeous space. It's a beautiful representation of the woodlands of L'Esprit, and so we're hoping the community members and my neighbors can walk to class if they'd like to take a walk on some of the woodland trails behind the house. And so we wanted to keep it small, private, and organized, and just continue to offer health and vitality to the community as I have been doing for the last 24 years.
Okay. I have a couple of questions. So we have these conditions of approval that we need to put in these things, and there's, so that, as one of our board members pointed out, that the regulations limit the class sizes to 5.
Mm-hmm.
But we saw in the notes that were presented here that the home studio will have a capacity of 15, but class sizes will average between 6 and 8. So
And sometimes
probably
2,
need,
yeah.
Is that what you're asking?
Yeah,
for
there's
them?
good, probably, I mean, my class sizes average that, They're sometimes 2, sometimes 4, and sometimes we could have up to 8. But, you know, we keep it pretty small. We have the capacity, if we have one person show up, an extra, we have the room for them, but we know we can only have this many people, this many times a day. So twice a day on average. We do have a pre-registration class that in case there's need or want for that, we can have that on the weekend as well.
So we could let, the 15 would be the max. You could-
Yeah, if we would have
limit
like,
it to
yes, absolute max.
And then
you can't, there's no way to fit anybody else.
the class time, Monday through Friday, one class between 9 and 10, and another between 4:30 and 6:30. I'm thinking we may need to put something in there about the weekends. It just says weekends.
Yes, weekends, and weekend classes would be the same, meaning there'd be only 2. There'd be 2 on average. So, and these people show up within a 30-minute increment. They're not all coming at one time. So if you have like 5 or 6 people coming in, they're kind of filtering in
So you'll have
within a 30-minute time frame. It's not a
two
mass exit.
classes on the weekends then?
Possibly, yes, depending on the need. So it's pre-registration and.
No more than 2.
Right.
No more than 2?
We have 2 classes. Sometimes we'll have the pre-registration class. So if there's a pre-registration class and like, hey, I really want that class and I can make it and there's 4 people, then we'll have that class.
Would that be more
And
than
it's all
2 then?
on schedule. It's all online and you can see that. Sometimes there's only 1 class,
Right.
you know.
Would that be more than 2 then?
Never more than 3. So if we lucked out and we had a day where they're like, hey, you know, I really can make it. We've got at least 2 or 3 people that want to come to maybe an afternoon Pilates class, then we can have that.
And would you be finished by 6:30 PM on weekends?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. And not start before 9 o'clock on weekends?
Definitely.
Okay. Between 9
Wait,
and
8:30. 8:30 is one
8:30?
class on Saturday, yes. Sorry.
Okay, so no more than 3 classes between 8:30 and 6:30 on weekends?
Yes.
Each day on the weekend?
Yeah.
All right.
And quiet in there.
That would work. All right. I don't have any other questions. Staff or you guys?
Could you elaborate a bit more on parking?
I can't hear you.
Could you elaborate a bit more on parking? I think it was a picture.
Did you want to see? So you can see behind the gates, we have the entry. We have the entryway there, and then behind the gate, there's 3 parking spaces, and then along the drive, it's cut out for 5 parking spaces, and then in front of the home and the pole barn, there's a place for 3 and 2.
So is the studio already built, part of the house?
Where
or
it's being built, so it's the side.
Being built.
Yeah, so it's being built, the side entry is access for students.
Okay. All right.
I have a question. I'm noticing here that, you know, you have these marked for parking areas. And 1 or more cars go in each of these little dashes that you have here?
Yes.
But you're never gonna have any more than 15 people at a time?
Oh, sure, no, I can't, there'd be no space. But that 50, we actually designed that in case we have big family gatherings and that sort of thing. But yeah, we can't fit any more than that.
All right.
You're not planning to use the field that's at the top of the image. You're not planning to use that for parking, right?
Sorry, I can't hear.
Oh, the field that's at the top of the image on the left-hand side, you're not planning to use that for parking? On the image on the left, there's a field next to Highway 323.
No. Okay, no, that's not, now all the trucks and the construction workers are in there, in that field. You mean, yeah, no, we just have 3 spots designated, no. That would be ugly.
Okay, so the LLC will be, trying to figure out how the LLC fits into this. So you're going to be doing the training or the
Yes.
instructing.
I'm doing the instruction. It is my LLC, but I didn't purchase the home as my LLC. So that was
So you
my confusion.
personally own the home.
Yes,
The business will be the LLC.
right. The business would be holding classes. Does that make sense?
Right.
It kind of makes sense to me.
I'm just trying to figure out from a approval perspective, what we need to include in here.
Is the home occupation the LLC or the person?
Well, I think, I mean, that the home occupation it goes with the owner of the property, right? I mean, that's how it's going to get recorded. And so you're going to give Ms. Olson the approval. I mean, if you want to be specific, I suppose you can give her the approval to operate her home occupation, which is her LLC, out of that particular piece of property, if that would clarify it in your all's minds.
What is the name of the LLC?
Hotspot Yoga. Hotspot
Hotspot.
Yoga.
Okay,
Oh, I wanted you to come on. Okay.
got it. All right. I don't have any more questions.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
So next we have testimony from anyone speaking in favor of the applicant? Testimony from anyone opposed to the applicant? All right, so there's no rebuttals. And any final statements that you want to? No? Okay. So closing the floor for presentations and opening for board discussion.
How are you picturing the conditional conditions
I think
of approval?
the conditions that are kind of in our packet here, and then it would be, if you look at the notes in the packet, notes 2 and 3 need to be incorporated maybe as separate conditions. Do you see it? It's on the second page.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So notes 2 and 3 need to be incorporated, the 15 capacity. And then the times, so we got Monday through Friday, that's in item 3. And she said, okay, well, weekends, rather than just being open-ended like in item 3 here, we'll limit it to no more than 3 classes between 8:30 and 6:30 on weekends. So that would be the other condition there with respect to time. And then I think the kind of the fifth condition would be that it would be limited to business of the applicant, Kristen Olson, and Hotspot Yoga, LLC. So those are the conditions I envision. Does that work for you guys?
The last condition, doesn't that kind of rolled up into the first one? That basically, it's just the plan that we're approving today?
Yeah, except for I think we need to specify the applicant as well as Hotspot Yoga.
Okay.
Somehow in there. LLC, Hotspot Yoga LLC. Okay. Any other discussion? We ready for a motion?
I'll go for it. I move to approve OC 25-29, the conditional use of a home occupation because the proposed use is desirable to the community and not in conflict with the elements, objectives, and policies of the comprehensive plan based on one or more of the following. Granting the conditional use permit will allow the proper integration into the community of a use specifically named in the zoning regulation, and the character and objectives of the proposed use and the potential impacts on the community and surroundings are appropriate. As far as conditions of approval, the conditional use permit shall only apply to the application considered at the July 17th, 2025 Oldham County Board of Adjustments public hearing. The applicant shall comply with all regulations concerning the home occupations outlined in the Oldham County zoning regulations, section 260 through 230. That the home studio will have a maximum capacity of 15 individuals. Then that the class schedule will be limited Monday through Friday, between 4:30 and 6:30 p.m. And is there a maximum on that one that you were recommending of 3 classes per day?
No
That's
more than 15.
Yeah, 3 and then 3
Okay.
on the weekends.
And then
between
3 on the weekend between 8:30 and 6:30.
6:30. Okay.
In addition, The application that is approved will be limited to the Hotspot Yoga LLC and the applicant named in the packet.
Okay, good. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, any further discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motions or applications approved. Thank you. Okay. 25-30. Secretary?
An application has been refiled requesting a road frontage variance for property located at 6310 Schrader Lane in LaGrange.
Good morning, Anna Barge, Senior Planner. An application has been filed requesting a road frontage variance for property located at 6310 Schrader Lane in LaGrange. The zoning of this property is AG1 Agricultural District and CO1 Conservation District, and the current land use is agricultural and residential. The total acreage of the property currently is 21.76 acres. So this has a little bit of a longer site history. So on February 17, 2000, the Oldham County Board of Adjustments approved docket 3133, a road frontage variance, allowing a 3-acre tract to be created with a 40-foot access easement and 0 road frontage, and I'll point that out later. And then on March 19, 2015, the Oldham County Board of Adjustments approved docket OC 15003, a road frontage variance was approved for 6310 Schrader Lane. The applicant was creating a new 24-acre tract, which required 300 feet of road frontage. And then there were 2 minor plats approved, one in 2015 and one in 2022. So that 2015 minor plat goes with the road frontage variance. So the agenda was posted to the website on June 25th, 2025, with the adjoining property owner notice mailed on June 30th, 2025, and the public notice appearing in the Oldham Era on July 10th. So this is the property as it is currently today. This was that first road frontage variance, and this one was the second road frontage variance that was approved. So I could not find anything where this one got approved a road frontage variance. We have that minor plat that was approved in 2022. I'm not sure how that got approved with a minor plat in 2022 without a road frontage variance, but there was not one done. So I will get to more of that later. So this is AG1 zoning primarily with CO1 in the back as the slope steeps down further back there. The applicant is proposing to shift lot lines and create one new tract. The shifted lot lines will give tract 2 and 3 the required 300 feet of road frontage. And I'll show you all these tracts shortly. It's also in your packet. Tract 1 is proposed to have 55.79 feet of road frontage for the proposed 2.49 acre tract. Oldham County Zoning Ordinance 020-020 requires 150 feet of road frontage for lots under 2.5 acres and 300 feet of road frontage for lots 2.5 acres and more. So tracts 2 and 3 will have that required road frontage, and then tract 4, which I'll show you in the next slide, is a new lot that's being consolidated with another lot. So that this lot is going to be consolidated with the back part. So because of the 0 road frontage, we're asking for a road frontage variance of 300 feet for that lot as well, just to kind of clean everything up. The proposed 2.49 acre tract 1 has 55.7 feet of road frontage, therefore requiring a road frontage variance of 94.21 feet to meet the requirements of section 020-020. So here's that plan I was telling you I was going to show you. So this is the tract 1 that they're asking for road frontage variance of. This is tract 2 and tract 3. As you can see, they both have 300 feet of road frontage. So tract 2 and 3 meet our zoning ordinance requirements. And then tract 1 has that 55.79 feet of road frontage. So that's why they're having to ask for variance there. This is that lot that got approved for a minor plat in 2022 with no road frontage variance. Don't know how that happened, but they are consolidating, they're ending the property line here and then consolidating it to make the tract 4. And because there's changes, that's why I added in that road frontage variance for that lot, because now it's increasing size on an existing lot that doesn't have road frontage. So we want to just make everything cleaner there and ask for road frontage. So the 2 lots we are focusing on today, I know this can kind of get confusing, and the attorney for this case is going to give you some more history, but the 2 lots that we're asking for road frontage are for tract 1 and tract 4. So as you can see, this one has 55.79 feet of road frontage, and this one has 0 road frontage. And as you can see, they have that 40-foot existing access easement, which follows our subdivision regulations there. So for that tract 1, the required road frontage, because it's under 2.5 acres, is 150 feet. The requested road frontage is 55.79 feet. So the variance that they're requesting is 94.21 feet. The potential conditions of approval for this one is that the road frontage variance shall apply only to the plan considered at the July 17th, 2025 Oldham County Board of Adjustments public hearing, and a minor plat must be submitted to the Oldham County Department of Planning and Development Services to be approved at staff level. So for that tract 4, the one in, further in the back, the required road frontage for that one, since it's over 2.5 acres, is 300 feet. The requested road frontage is 0, and the variance requested is 300 feet. So we have the same potential conditions of approval on this one.
Are there any issues with, 5 potential driveways being so close together?
So they would go through, I can't remember if that's a state or county road, but if it's a county road, they would go through our county engineer's office to get an encroachment permit for that. If they're not able to, they would have to get access through probably this existing one, so they could have up to 3 lots sharing access on the shared driveway. Which that would be, because this lot right here has its own access, and the lot in the back, tract 4, has its own access, so they would be following subdivision regulations if they did that.
Okay.
Yeah, good question.
And really, you have the tract that you can't find how it got approved, already has access, right?
To the road?
Well, it has that 40-foot easement that
Yes,
exists.
yes,
And so that's pre-existing.
yes.
And you're just adding, in fact, they're cleaning up what is the remainder of tract 4 by consolidating that with the existing tract that already has road frontage.
No,
Not road frontage, but has the easement.
yes, yes. I know it's a little confusing.
So I have a question.
Yes.
So the regulations that we have right now in terms of the minimum road frontage, trying to understand what's the rationale, what's the reasoning for 150 or 300 feet in the case of lots over. I mean, are there safety issues in terms of spreading out traffic for cars coming at 50 miles or 55 miles an hour, or what is the rationale for the?
I mean, I can tell you that none of our department was here when those regulations were enacted. However, I'm just going to make a guess. So note that this is not necessarily based in fact, just in guess. It might just be the character of agriculturally zoned areas, so that's not just driveway like a subdivision that's, zoned R2 or R3. That's probably to the character of the area.
Are there any safety issues in terms of traffic with respect to this site?
Not that we've been told by anyone. Okay. But, that encroachment permit for that, which means new driveways, would go through the county engineer's office, and they do a very thorough process at looking at safety concerns, sight lines. So in order for them to be issued new driveways, new encroachments, they would have to go through the county engineer's office to obtain that permit.
Got it. Okay, thank you. Any other questions for staff? Thank you, Anna. Okay, then presentation by the applicant.
Good morning, I'm Beach Craig Mell. I'm an attorney for the applicant. My address is 105 South First Street in LaGrange.
Okay, is
And,
the applicant going to talk at all? or
Applicants are here. It's
Maybe they,
followed me up here, I guess.
maybe attorneys don't need to be sworn in, but the applicant you need your name and address and need to be sworn in, so maybe have her.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
You want to state your names?
Gilbert Nectar.
Also known as Gilbert.
Yeah, also known as Joe. Is that all you need, or do you need an address? 6310 Schrader Lane, LaGrange, Kentucky.
I'm Joyce Nectar at 6310 Schrader Lane, LaGrange.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah, this is, I'm sure you have some questions, so eventually I'd like to turn on the Elmo here, or the overhead.
You have a thumb drive or something that you're
No, I'm just, the illustration.
just use what we've already.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the overhead?
Okay.
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 Hang on a second.
Good
we need,
luck. You got some big shoes to fill here, Bill, so good luck. Anyway, I just wanted to kind of give you a little history of the evolution. You asked the question why we're doing this. And, you know, as us folks get older and towards the pearly gates, you know, we sort of want to get our affairs in order. So this is a farm that the Nectars bought back in 1982. Okay. And what I'm going to do is show you how the 4 or 5 steps that got to this situation here. Do I have to press a button?
Jay, will you switch back over?
I don't know if he heard us. Oh.
Takes a while to warm up. But anyway, yeah, they bought this farm. Over time, they've given tracts of land to their children and grandchildren.
Here it comes.
And
I had to get up, so.
Okay. Now we have it. Thank you.
So this is Schrader Lane at the top of the illustration, and this is what the farm looked like in 1982. Just all land. Okay, so they bought this farm, and over time, they built their house there, right where in the middle where it says 27.54 acres. That's where their house is built in a barn, and they just had a driveway going straight out to the road, which they still have. Then in 2000, this doesn't show the house in 2000, but the house had been built by then. But in 2000, they still had the farm, and you can also see there where the Ag 1 line and the conservation line is there at the back half of the property, which is a kind of a steep area that's wooded and no plans to do anything back there. They gave 3 acres to their daughter Kim, who's in here if you have any questions. And so that area on the left is Kim's property. And this is in the year 2000. Okay, in 2015, there's Kim's land on the left, and then they gave some land to their other daughter, Julie, and that's that area on the right. And that was, their house was still in the center there. There was still a road. As you can see, this shows the easement on the left for Kim's property, which is a 40-foot easement across the residual property, which is what they owned, the Nichters themselves owned the rest. So they gave her an easement to get back to her house or her property. And that's 40 feet per code. And they still had their own driveway to their house there. It's not shown. This next one is in
22.
This is 2022. And this comes closer to showing what it looks like now. That shows the house and the actual location of the driveway. It shows the easement across to get to the lot on the left. It shows the lot on the right to Julie's property at the top. And there's now a new property on below her, which is for their grandson, Tom's. Okay, so Tom acquired an easement. Well, first of all, she was given an easement to get to the lot on the top on the right. And then an easement with a maintenance agreement was entered into for the property at the bottom to the sons. And so this was where it was until more recently. This is just like slightly after it shows that there was a requirement for the easement, the commencement easement. So there was sort of an interim area there. Now, a decision is, as part of our estate planning, that they wanted to create a different plan. So we're kind of basically starting over. And the plan was to give the daughter on the left a larger tract of land that would go all the way to the road, to give the daughter on the right a larger tract of land that would go all the way to the road, include those hay fields on each side of the driveway for the center house. And the third element of this was to create a new lot for their other grandson, Joe Jr., who would inherit their house, which is the one in the center. So that's how we ended up with the current plan. The problem is there's only 667 feet across the entire area. So we gave 300 feet to the lot on the left, 300 feet to the lot on the right, and that left enough room for another easement for the house in the middle. However, if it's under 2.5 acres, you need 150 feet. And so that's what we're asking for is a variance so that their 57-foot driveway is actually doesn't meet the code. So we're asking for a 94-foot variance. Does that make sense? That kind of gives you the evolution of how we got to this. And so ultimately, we're going to deed all these lots. Oh, and the lot at the back, I'm sorry. The lot, okay, so here's what it's going to look like. We're going to get rid of the lot on the bottom right, which was Thomas's. That's those where the Z's are on the lines. We're getting rid of that lot, and he is going to get the entire back half of the farm, which is now known as Tract 4. And we actually do have a minor plat that if this is approved today, we'll submit it to the staff for review. So the Z'd out lots are all changed. The lot on the left now goes all the way to the front, and she's already got a driveway there on the left, so she's got a way in. That's already there. The lot on the right is now going to go all the way to the road, and they'll have the necessary frontage of 300 feet. And then we're creating a new lot of 2.49 acres in the center that goes around the house and the existing house and the barn. And then what's left over is tract 4, which will be given to the grandson. And then all this is irrelevant, but all this will be put into a trust and then passed on for estate planning purposes. So that's the reason that we're asking for this. And so we would just, ask for a variance based on the fact that it won't adversely affect any of the neighbors or the neighborhood. It won't alter the existing nature of the community or of the street. Those folks already, all those roads are already there. It won't cause any sort of a hazard or any safety factors, and will not circumvent the regulations, and it arises from special situations such as the need for an estate plan. And it's a reasonable use of the land in our opinion. So if you have any questions, be glad. And if folks are here if you have any questions.
Oh, I have a question. So more of a technical issue. So the applicant is Schrader Lane Farm, the entity. Schrader Lane Farm is the name of the applicant on the application?
Correct, Mr. and Ms. Schrader.
And the plan is to ultimately move this all into a to-be-named trust, right?
Right.
Right.
So we'll end up with 4 lots, yeah.
So just in terms of an approval process, I guess it would need to be transferable. Whatever the approval is, would be transferable to the trust.
Correct.
Right? Is that true, or I don't know technically how that works?
So it runs with the land, so it doesn't matter, anyone could buy it. They could get it approved, have 30 days from now, have the certificate of land use restriction and sell it if they wanted to.
So
It doesn't matter, yeah. The whole trust that they're doing later doesn't affect what you're approving or not approving
So
today.
we can approve it for Schrader
Yes.
Lane Farm and don't worry about the future.
Yeah, don't worry. Yeah, about, because,
Got it.
any
All right.
one of anything that could have happened earlier today, they could sell their property tomorrow, except for the home occupation. That changes with whoever owns it. so.
Okay. This one on. All right, thank you.
And the short-term rental.
Right. Okay, thank you.
All right, and here's the actual minor plat that's stamped that we will submit if this is approved today. And then each of these tracts, just so you'll know what our plan is, each of these tracts will then be deeded separately, so we can refer to this in the legal descriptions of each of these 4 tracts. So they'll all be deeded to the trust, and then the trust will then make it easier to transfer title to the appropriate child or grandchild.
Okay, good, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so, thank you. Next, we have testimony from anyone speaking in favor of the application. Okay. Testimony from anyone opposing the application. Hearing none of that, there's no rebuttals. So then it's just down to final statements. Any final statements? No final statements? Okay, then we close the floor for presentations and have discussion among the board.
I see no problem.
I think it better aligns everything with the comprehensive plan.
Okay, thank you. Okay, then I guess we're ready for a motion.
All right, so for the first one, for Tract 1, a motion to approve OC 25-30, the variance of 94.21 feet, because it will not adversely affect the public health, safety, or welfare, will not alter the essential character of the general vicinity, will not cause a hazard or nuisance to the public, and will not allow an unreasonable circumvention of the requirements of the zoning regulation, because it will better align the existing lots with the comprehensive plan. As far as conditions of approval, the road frontage variance shall only apply to the application considered at the July 17, 2025 Oldham County Board of Adjustments public hearing, and a minor plat application and survey must be submitted to staff for review and approval prior to the issuance of any building permits.
Okay, thank you.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Second one.
Make a motion for the Tract 4 to approve OC 25-30, the variance of 300 feet, because it will not adversely affect the public health, safety, or welfare, will not alter the essential character of the general vicinity, will not cause a hazard or nuisance to the public, and will not allow an unreasonable circumvention of the requirements of the zoning regulations, because it will better align the existing lots with the comprehensive plan. And then same conditions, that the road frontage variance will apply only to the application considered at the July 17th, 2025 Oldham County Board of Adjustments public hearing. A minor plat application and survey must be submitted to staff for review and approval prior to the issuance of any building permits.
Okay.
Second.
Second. Okay, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. You're approved. Thank you. Okay, then OC 25031 is delayed or postponed, so we don't need to do that. And so I guess we're just ready for approving the minutes from the June 19th meeting. Oh.
Very briefly.
There's no public. Are you trying to speak for a case?
No, I would just like to address the board very briefly.
There's not like a general public comment period. No, that's not how the process works.
I promise I'll be fast. It's mostly an invitation.
Okay. Is that okay?
Motion to open the floor for 5 minutes at most.
Okay.
At most.
Does anyone second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay.
Great.
Go ahead.
Thanks. My name is Tim Kalen, 6700 Old Zaring Road, Crestwood. You may have heard my name. Judge Vogel actually asked me to apply to the Board of Adjustments, and I understand there were some issues there. And that is the issue. The issue is the data center. Actually, I write better than I talk, so I'm going to read something very quickly and issue an invitation. Has to do with the data center. My reason for being here is that I believe Oldham County is about to squander perhaps the greatest economic opportunity in its history. For me, this project isn't just about tax revenues or high-paying jobs. It's a bridge to the future, a chance for our young people in Oldham County to grow up not just consuming technology, but shaping it. Artificial intelligence is the most advanced and consequential technology humanity has ever created. It will define industries, national security, medicine, education, every corner of our lives. And yet here we are closing the door for our next generation of Oldham Countyans. Okay, I'm going to skip a bunch of stuff because you really already know this. The point is I've started a website called commonsenseoldhamcounty.org. On it will be a petition to invite the data center back, and I know this has been kind of a hornet's nest and a pain in the butt, but I believe it's worth it. I've challenged the We Are Oldham County people to a debate. I'm hoping that'll happen sometime in the next 3 weeks, and I would like to cordially invite all of you and any community leaders that you can reach to attend this debate. And really, that's all there is to it.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Thank you.
Next thing on the agenda is to approve the minutes from the June 19th, 2025 meeting.
I move we approve the minutes from the June 19th meeting.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Nothing else on the agenda. Do you guys or staff want to make a presentation?
So our filing deadline isn't until next Wednesday. I believe we already have a couple applications in for next month for you all. So currently we had a meeting scheduled on August 6th, which I think everybody could attend. Those appeal cases have all been withdrawn. But I wouldn't mind maybe keeping that meeting as an option. I'll obviously have to check and see if the county attorney can be here or not, solely because on August 21st, which is our regularly scheduled meeting, the annual Kentucky APA conference is happening in Lexington. So the community has definitely let me and the staff know that we are not really educated. So I believe us attending that would be very beneficial for the staff. And so if that's able to do, and like I said, I'll confer with the county attorney, I would maybe like to keep right now that August 6th meeting possibly on there for the regularly scheduled then August meeting for the board instead of August 21st.
So we would have a meeting on Wednesday, August 6th, and cancel the meeting then on
the
August
21st.
21st?
So, like I said, I'll have to check, but I don't want to completely cancel that meeting yet because I'd like for us to be able to attend that annual conference on the 21st.
Okay.
But if not, then we won't be able to. We'll have to be here to do these.
Can we give you feedback right now? That works for me. Anybody else have any conflict?
As far as I know, we're good for the 6th.
I'm available.
It works for me.
Okay, so it works for all of
So
us.
we'll let you know here by the end of the week. I mean, obviously, the filing deadline isn't until Wednesday. The dates will still line up for us to be able to put notice out in time. But yeah, so we'll let you know on that.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other business? New or old? Okay, motion to adjourn?
I move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, we're adjourned. Thank you. I guess